You built your website. Maybe you worked really, really hard on it, or you hired someone like myself to help you. And when it launched, you were so proud of it. You shared it, you felt good, you dropped your URL wherever you could in that Facebook group. And then life happened. Clients came in, projects piled up. You got busy doing the actual work of running your business. And somewhere along the way, your website just kind of faded into the background. You're not ignoring it on purpose. It's just not something you think about anymore. It's not on the front of your mind. It's there, it's working, or at least you think that it is. Today, I want to talk about what actually happens when we forget our website exists, and more importantly, I want to give you a really simple way to make sure yours is always working as hard as you are. And this isn't going to feel overwhelming. We are going to talk about a 5 to 10 minute check-in a few times a year. That's it to make all the difference in the world. Let's get into it. Welcome to Website Design Made Simple, the podcast for busy small business owners who want a high-performing website that converts and sells their offers, even while they're sleeping. Because you deserve to have a strategic and beautiful website that truly represents your brand and positions you as the expert that you are. I'm your host, Jenny B, web designer and creative director at Jenny B Designs, where we believe that your website is the one thing that makes you sales and builds your brand at the same time. Ready to say goodbye to a website that you're embarrassed to share? And hello to a money-making, personality-packed powerhouse? Let's head into today's episode. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here. I want to start with a story because I think this really brings what today's episode is about to life. And this story comes from a group of women. I'm in a networking group, a local networking group with local businesses. And I was asking them, I wanted some feedback, like what can I send her a few podcast episodes about? And one of my friends, she told me about her website and what happened to her. She rebranded her business and added some new services, had a photo shoot, updated the pictures, updated her website, made the changes, and then kind of left it. She moved on and she kept doing her day-to-day business, took care of her clients, everything's working. Then she was in an office building. She moved suites. She didn't move far, same building, but just to a different suite. And when she moved, it didn't occur to her to update her website with her new suite number. She thought, and it's a really logical thought, that people don't go to my website to get directions. They go to Google Maps. They use Google Business. So she went to Google Business and updated her address there. And she thought, why should my website address matter? Her website is not something that she thinks about constantly. She doesn't think that people go there to find things like directions. She's not wrong. People use Google Maps. But here's the thing. Her website and her Google Business profile are supposed to be saying the same thing. And when they don't match, Google notices. And more importantly, a client, found her and wanted to come visit. And that client, instead of going to Google Maps, went to her website and found the old suite number and showed up at the wrong door. Now, not a big deal because they were still in the building and they found her easily, but it's just one of those things, those moments where you realize how easy it is for something to slip through the cracks when you're not looking or when you're not thinking about your website. And that's my point today in this episode is that you're not being careless if your website isn't top of mind when you're deep in that client work. But it just happens, and I get it, and it's completely normal. However, your website is out there representing you every single day, whether you're thinking about it or not. So let's put some strategies in play to make sure that our website is top of mind and updated when necessary. Okay, so the bigger picture. Your website is one piece of your business. It's always open. It's open at 2 a.m. when someone is searching for exactly what you do. And it's there on the weekend when a potential client is doing research before they reach out to you on Monday morning. It's also working when you're on vacation, when you're with a client, or when you are just living your life. It is probably one of the most favorite things about websites and what I do because this website is working 24/7. It's always on and always available. And if it's working really well, it can start to feel like it just takes care of itself. But it doesn't. It needs a little attention every now and then to make sure it's telling the right story. Just like your car, if it is working perfectly, it does need that oil change every so often. I want you to think about it this way. If you had an employee that showed up every single day and worked every hour you were closed and never asked for a raise, you would at least check in with them a few times, right? You want to see how things are going. Even if they're quiet, they didn't reach out to you, you want to see how things are going. You want to make sure that they had everything they needed to do their job well. Your website is that employee, and a few check-ins a year is going to make sure that it's going to do its job the way that you need it to. Now, what does a check-in actually look like? And I'm not talking about a redesign, and I'm not talking about a refresh, because I've had many episodes about that. No big audit, no hours of work. I'm just talking about sitting down with a cup of coffee or tea, pulling up your website, and just walking through a short list. And these are probably, the high-level, most important things to look at. The first one is the contact information. From my example, is your address correct? Your phone number, your email. If you've moved, changed your number, switched your email, this needs to be updated everywhere on your site. Probably it's in the footer and your contact page and anywhere. Quick question. Are you frustrated with your website? Not sure why it isn't converting? I would love to help. That's why I offer my website coaching calls. In just 50 minutes, we'll uncover what's holding your site back and create a plan to fix it. Whether you need help with design, content, or strategy, I'll give you the clear steps to move forward. Click the link in the show notes to book your coaching call today, and let's make your website your best marketing tool. Now back to the episode. Else it might appear. And this is important that it matches what you have on your Google business profile as well. Those two need to match exactly. So if you have a suite, for example, if you spell out suite on your Google business profile, it needs to spell out suite on your website, matching exactly. The second thing to quickly look at is your services. Does your website match what you're actually offering right now? And this is a big one because a lot of business owners evolve over time. They add things, they drop things. Like me, I shift my focus. I have a new offer for this spring. And if your website is describing the services that you offered 2 years ago, someone's going to land on your site and see that you have this service. And when they contact you, you're going to say, I don't do that anymore. Or if you've met someone, this is what happens as well, in a networking group, and you tell them, oh, I just have this new offer for this spring, and you tell them all about this new offer. They go to your website and it's not there. They're going to be confused. So a quick sweep through your services will go a long way. And the third thing is your photos. Just go look quickly. If you've updated your team or your space or your headshot, your site should reflect that. People connect with faces in real spaces, not stock imagery. Outdated photos can really undermine the trust and that emotional connection you're trying to build. Give those a quick sweep. And then look at your testimonials and portfolio. Do you have any recent work? Have you gotten a recent client testimonial that you just launched? Adding a new testimonial on a homepage or a service page, or maybe doing a new case study keeps your site feeling current and active. And then any time-sensitive content, I've fallen prey to this. At one point, I had on my website a banner that said currently booking website design projects for early May 2026, for example. And then a month goes by and my website still stays that. Well, that gives someone the wrong impression when they get onto your site. So anything that you have referencing past events or promotions, update those on your website. Read through any of your pages and look for anything that has a date or a season attached to it. And then finally, your links. Just click through your main navigation, make sure nothing's broken. A broken link is one of those things that can feel minor, but it can make a big impression on someone who's trying to learn more about you. So that's it. Those 6 things: contact info, services, photos, testimonials, and portfolio, any time-sensitive content, and your links. And it doesn't have to take long, and it doesn't need to be every single photo updated. Just a quick review. How often should you do this? I like to say quarterly check-in, 4 times a year. You can tie it to the season. I really love doing that. I love doing a January look through, an April or May. It's because, the summer is coming. So what do I need to do to set up my website for the summer? And then in the summer, I typically do August, early August, because I know people are coming back in September. And then you could do an October or November date, early November. But pick a date, put it on your calendar like an appointment. It doesn't have to take long. Put it on there and you'll know, okay, I need to spend 10, 15 minutes looking at my website, just once a quarter. And if once a quarter feels too much, start with twice a year. I want you to make it a habit to give your website a little attention on a regular basis. So Those small things don't turn into big problems. And if you do a quick check-in and you realize that something needs a little bit more time, that's okay too. That's what the check-in is for. You don't have to do it now at that check-in, but schedule some time. Oh, I need to update the services page with my new service. Put it in your calendar. It's better to catch it now than to find out that a client went to the wrong address or clicked a broken link. So, why am I telling you this? What is this really about? Because I think there's something bigger at play. When we forget that our website exists, it's usually not because we don't care. It's because we care so much about our clients and our work that everything else falls away. And actually, that's a really good thing. It means you're focused, you're present with your clients. But your website is part of your business too. And it's often the first impression someone gets of you before they even reach out. It deserves a little bit of that same care and attention that you give to every single thing that you do, especially your clients. And the best part is it doesn't take much, a few minutes, a few times a year. That's all it takes to make sure your website is set up right, telling the right story, and still pointing people in the right direction, and working hard for your business, even when you're not thinking about it. So quick wrap up, bring everything together. Your website, it's always on. It's representing you every single day. And it's easy because of that fact to assume that everything is just handling itself. But a simple quarterly check-in, or even, you could tie this to your oil changes. You're going to get an oil change for your car. Put some time on your calendar, maybe even at the same time that you're getting that oil change, to check in your website, 5 to 10 minutes. Look at your contact info, your services, photos, testimonial, time-sensitive content, and your links. That's it. Those 6 things will keep your website accurate and working the way that you need it to work. And if you go through that list and realize that your website needs more than just a quick update, I am here to help. I would love to look at your website with you. In my coaching calls, we can look at your website and take a honest, clear approach at what's working, what's not, and how you can make it work better for you. And if you found this episode helpful, I would love it if you would share with a business owner friend that you think would benefit as well. Someone that may not have looked at their website in a while, because I know we all have those people in our lives. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you next time. And that wraps up another episode of Website Design Made Simple. I hope you found the insights shared in this episode valuable and takes you one step closer to creating a website that attracts more of your ideal clients and builds your brand. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a minute to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or a rating on Spotify. Your review will help us reach more small business owners like you who are ready to make more money with their website. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.